This video, we're going to talk about the concept of the occupational athlete. Now, whether you are a construction worker, whether you work on the line in a factory, you're sitting at the desk in front of a computer, you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, I would have you consider that you are really an occupational athlete. You're constantly bending, twisting, lifting, doing work to provide for your workplace, for your occupation, for your family. You're constantly doing work with your body. Now, if we look at our bodies and we look at our profession, whether it be a stay-at-home profession or work for someone else or work for ourselves, we need to consider that we need to treat our bodies just like athletes do. Now, we're going to talk a little bit further on down in the modules about the importance of stretching and exercising and warming up, and we'll run you through some wonderful, remarkable stretches, and we'll have different modules on that to get you from a beginning point of, gosh, I don't exercise at all or stretch at all, starting with a beginning module and then 2 or 3 more complex ones as you advance in your flexibility and strength in your spine. But I'd have you consider that if we treat our spines and we look at the way we lift things as more of an athlete, it changes the game. Now, what I mean by that is, again, we talk about some of the challenges of traditional lifting techniques. Keep your feet shoulder distance apart, keep your back straight, lift with your legs. If you look at whether it be a weightlifter that's doing deadlifts, a shortstop that plays in Major League Baseball, a volleyball player, basketball players, football players, none of them use this stance. Can you imagine, like if the shortstop for the Minnesota Twins, as the pitcher starts to wind up, that shortstop breaks down like this? You don't see that. You don't see the Chad Greenway for the Minnesota Vikings right before the ball snapped like this. I don't care what sport you're playing, almost all the time what you see that athlete doing is getting into this stance. This wide lifted stance. It's an athletic stance. It gives you more strength, stability, and power. When you're lifting at home, I challenge you to think of yourself as an occupational athlete. Wide stance is the way to go. Now, whether it's picking something up off the floor, if it's reaching for something, always, if it's simply something like, it sounds silly, but maybe you've seen this in one of the future modules, or excuse me, the past modules, is that 80% of back injuries are from lifting things 0 to 30 pounds is a back lift. Doing this is an athletic lift of a toilet seat, believe it or not. But this wide athletic stance is the best stance to protect your entire spine, including your shoulders and your hips. So again, think of yourself as an occupational athlete. Remember that it's the repetitive nature of lifting that affects your spine, and to get into this wide stance as often as possible. All right, we'll see you in the next video.